Who are you, and can you tell a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I'm JavaBob, Bob Smallsback. I'm with Searching for Bigfoot Incorporated, and I'm here to do a book signing with Mike. He was gracious enough to invite me down here to his museum, and so here I am.
So what's your book about?
Well, you know, I wrote a book about my experience becoming a Bigfoot researcher because I was pretty skeptical when I got into this. I'm a technical person. I retired from the high-tech business. I was an engineering manager for places as diverse as Bell Labs, which is AT&T's technical division. It's the most prestigious technical division in the world.
So for the people out there, what's the topic of the book who aren't familiar with it?
Basically, it chronicles how I got into this business, what I've learned, my opinions about the whole subject, why I went from a skeptic to a believer, what got me along that line.
Was there any one thing that got you from a skeptic to a believer, or has it just happened over time?
Actually, probably the most important thing was I had a coffee shop, which is why I have the name JavaBob. It was JavaBob's Bigfoot Deli. Now, it was called a Bigfoot Deli not because I believed in Bigfoot, but because I lived on the federally recognized Bigfoot Scenic Byway. Everything in town was Bigfoot. Somebody decided, I was also the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and we were having a meeting with the county, and we were trying to figure out how to get some tourism trade up in this beautiful little town. After they shut down the forest industry because of the spotted owl, they kind of lost their economic base. And we called them out, and they said, find something you got in the town already and work with it. So we decided on our artistic community, because there's some very artistic people up there. And after the meeting, one of the chamber members came up and said, what about Bigfoot? Everything in this town is Bigfoot. Even your place is Bigfoot. And I said, well, that's a little controversial for the Chamber of Commerce, but if you want to do something there, I'll support it. And we started calling around to every Bigfoot organization we could find on the web. Everything we could find. And only one person called us back. That was Tom Biscardi. And I met Tom Biscardi, who's a very dynamic person, very unusual person, really unique guy. And but he turns out besides being very passionate about what he does, he's very open about it, and he invited me to go out with him. So whenever something happened in the area that could possibly be related to Bigfoot, I would go and see what he found. And I got to see things he found as he found them, and I saw them with my own eyes.
So did you see a Bigfoot, you think, or did you have any?
No, what happened, the thing that got me really thinking that there might be something here, is I had someone who worked at the Forest Service Department who I know very well, who I know is an educated person, a sane, sober person, came in and she reported that she had a sighting. She went back to work, mentioned it to her manager. Her manager decided to take her out to show her somebody was just pulling her leg, and her manager had a sighting in the same place. Came back in and told me. I called Tom Biscardi. Tom Biscardi came out right away, came to my house. We packed up, went together, went to the area. To cut this down to a shorter story, when we went out and investigated where this sighting took place and was verified by the people who had it, we actually found footprints. So for the first time in my life, I heard a story from people that I knew to be credible. I knew to know all the animals in the area and know what to expect. Trusted these people. These people would have lost their jobs had they said they saw Bigfoot. I mean, they had nothing to gain from it, and that was backed up by physical evidence. And I realized there's got to be more to this than I ever thought. And so I started going out with Tom, and sometime later he quit the organization he was with, and he and I founded Searching for Bigfoot.
And that's what this book is about?
This book is about my experience going out in the field, and it's as open and honest as I could be. On the things where we found stuff, I say so, and the things that we didn't, I say so. And I just tell it like it is because it's just my experiences. So unlike other books with an agenda, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just sharing what I have found to be the most amazing thing in my life, the most eye-opening experience I've ever had, because the things that I used to think had to be bunk, I'm now open to listen to, because this is one of the things I thought had to be just whack. Now I know it's not so whack.
Cool. Thank you very much.